ladies and gentlemen. I knew when I did that story on the two nurses that were selling the fake cards that it had to be a big story with NYPD. And it most certainly is. Wait until you get a load of this. High ranking NYPD busted for submitting fake cards. Now, isn't that a federal crime? It's a felony. Okay, it's a felony. Now, let's see if they're going to treat these cops different from everyone else, because they usually do when they commit crimes. Two high ranking NYPD officers have been busted for allegedly submitting fake cards. And listen to this, numerous others are being probed in what could be a widespread department scam, the Post has learned. They said it's widespread. So many of these cops that are walking around saying they got everything, they didn't. They didn't. Mm-mm-mm. Lieutenant Joseph Marcella and Captain Desmond Morales were placed on modified duty Tuesday for allegedly trying to evade the citywide mandate by submitting bogus paperwork into the department system, police sources said. There are two modified right now, a high ranking officer source said. There's numerous people being summoned by the Attorney General and FBI. Marcella works in the 72nd Precinct and joined the department in 2008. Morales joined the force in 2000 and works in Brooklyn. It wasn't clear what precinct or unit he was part of. Both will lose their guns and shields, sources say. Okay, well, they go to jail like y'all put anybody else in jail that have these fake cards. I mean, you losing your badge and shield, that's not much of a punishment. People have gone to jail. Those nurses went to jail. You know, uh-uh. They're always trying to do something different with the cops. I know he's not the only one, another source said of Morales, but I don't know how many. A spokesperson for the NYPD confirmed the internal affairs had launched a probe and the two cops had been stripped of their badge and guns and assigned to desk duty. That's not a punishment. That's not a punishment that you would give to the general public. The Post reported exclusively in November that members, even the fire department, listen, members of the FDNY and Sanitation Department were in the crosshairs of a probe into employees submitting phony cards as proof that they complied with Mayor at the time, Bill de Blasio, who's no longer the mayor, controversial mandate, according to sources. So you got NYPD, FDNY, and the sanitation workers all turning in. Woo, that's something else. But you know what? I bet you police departments all over America are doing this. I bet you all of them are. Soon after the report, NYPD Police Commissioner Dermot Shea said he knew of no such instance of bogus cards in the well. These police commissioners are always coming out making these kind of statements. I mean, nothing new. I can tell you we've had zero occurrences of the reported, to my knowledge, internally in NYPD, Shea told the New York Post. You can't go by anything these commissioners say. We were clear from the onset that the compliance was a serious matter, Deputy Commissioner Public Information John Miller said. It is not just about the individual NYPD employees' health, but also the health of their coworkers and others around them. Yeah, so these cops are showing up on the scene and they're acting like they got everything and they really didn't, and they're exposing themselves to the public. There's no telling how many of them have spread stuff to other people just from being in contact with them. I bet you it's a lot. I bet you it's a lot, y'all. If the investigation find that these two officers substituted false documentation to the department, it is a serious breach of integrity and the law, said Miller, who had been hospitalized earlier in the pandemic. Well, y'all, you heard it. They are saying it is widespread. And, you can't keep having officers break the law and they're dealing with the public. That do as I say, not as I do, that shit don't work. Okay? It never worked. You may say those things, but it doesn't work. Okay? People, it is human nature for people to want to do certain things. And you saying that that's not a deterrent. Actually, it's more of an encouragement, if anything else. But I am not surprised because the biggest lawbreakers I've ever seen in my lifetime are your police. They are your biggest lawbreakers. And they are probably the most protected whenever they get in trouble in the courts and among prosecutors. So let's see what they'll do. I'm going to try to keep my eye on this to see what kind of punishment they will get. Now, if you individual people out in the public get caught with these fake cards, it is a felony and you go to jail. Now, let's see how many of these NYPD officers, since this thing is very widespread among these local city workers, because it's not just NYPD. And let's see what kind of punishment you're going to give them. Taking a shield and a badge and putting them behind the desk to do desk duty, aren't they still getting a salary? What kind of punishment is that? That's not the kind of punishment you would give the public, you know? And there should be no differences when it comes down to something like this. So you're supposed to enforce the law and you're constantly sitting there breaking it. And yes, I said constantly because they are. But y'all, please tell me what you think. This is why the public don't trust you. And you got the nerve to be whining about, oh, people are leaving because, they're not kissing our ass out in public anymore. So, they're leaving, they're resigning. But you don't take any accountability for your part on how things have gone down over the years with all of the unarmed police shooting of black men, of putting people in jail that didn't commit crimes, and lying and falsifying reports just to get people put away. Now, we can overlook that, right? Wow. We are definitely in times of revealing. A lot of things are going to come to light, ladies and gentlemen. It is no more hiding stuff and people don't find out about it. Those times are done. You're past your 400 years, everything's about to be revealed. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.